Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing a little bit of an overview and demonstration with this Koi watercolor sketch box. This was purchased out of my own pocket for the purposes of review. Well, not really for the purpose of review. I have used their 12-piece watercolor sets for, almost 6 years now. I've gone through 3 or 4 of them, and I use them for my little con commissions because they are inexpensive and I can find them almost everywhere. And strangely enough, this 24-piece set was cheaper on Amazon. It was on sale. It was cheaper than the 12-piece set, so I decided to go ahead and scoop this up and review it for you guys. So I have actually used a set similar to this particular set before. I needed a set for my New Orleans, Louisiana home, and so I have a set over there, but I haven't used it all too much. So this is a 24 color set. It has 24 half pans, a water brush, and 2 sponges. It's the larger of the portable sets, but still very portable. The colors inside are Chinese white, lemon yellow, Aeolian hue, permanent yellow deep, permanent orange, jaune brilliant, vermilion hue, cadmium red hue, crimson lake, quinacridone rose, purple, cobalt blue hue, cerulean blue hue, ultramarine deep, Prussian blue, permanent green pale, viridian hue, permanent green deep, olive green, yellow ochre, light red, burnt umber, Payne's gray, and ivory black. And if you guys give me a minute, I can mark the colors that are available in the other set. And, oh, I'll just do it on the, wow, okay. You won't mark. Sure, why not? Let's see if this does it. So Chinese white is on there, lemon yellow is on there, cadmium red is on there, vermilion hue is on there. Either permanent yellow deep or Aeolian hue is on there. I am thinking it's Aeolian hue though. There is no purple in that set. Cerulean blue hue. Gee, I would have called it an indigo, and it's probably Prussian blue if we're being honest. Permanent pale green, viridian hue, yellow ochre, light red, which is more like a Venetian red, and then ivory black. Let's count and make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, it might be cobalt blue hue. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep. So this is double that, and you really only need the 12, but like I said, since this was on sale, I thought it was worth checking out. So let's go ahead and unbox this. And this set has not been used or swatched. So it has a little plastic, this is a field box, so it's got a little plastic ring so that you can hold your set like this and put like a 5x7. Do I have a 5, maybe a 4x6? No. I don't know that I have anything exactly the size. It also comes with a mixing tray, which is removable. You can put it up here if you want. You can put it to the side. You can put it in the front, wherever works for you. It comes with a full-size Sakura Koi water brush. I don't use these for this sort of work. 2 sponges to clean your brush off if you would like. And then your 24 colors. And Sakura Koi colors tend to run a little more opaque than other brands of watercolor. And I'm going to go grab my swatch book and I'll be right back. I could not find my swatch book, but I did find a pad of fluid paper, which is what I tend to paint on anyway when I'm using these. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put a drop of water on each pan. That's going to activate them. And we need to give them a little bit of time for that water to soak in. So the next thing I'm going to do is I need a waterproof black marker because I want to demonstrate whether or not the white is truly transparent, and I have a bunch that will work, but they don't dry quick enough for my purposes. this will actually work perfectly. It's a Sakura of America Pigma BB brush pen, and this was sent to me by Sakura of America a while back, but I've also purchased my own before they sent that. And I'm just going to put a swatch there, and then we're also going to draw some lines, and this is going to be perfect, I hope, for demonstrating opacity. And I'm going to give that just a little bit of time to dry. All right, so we've got our clean cup of water, and as you can see, once it's had a chance to activate, you can get a fair amount of paint on there. So, usually whites in these sort of sets are useless. I usually just use white gouache. As you can see, by giving paints like this a chance to activate, you're getting much more brilliant colors as well as a larger paint load than you would have gotten otherwise. And people tend to use Jaune Brilliant as a skin tone. So if you're looking for a very quick Caucasian skin tone, that might be the way to go. I like to mix my own using Scarlet Hue and Yellow Ochre. And it's going to take me a little while to get used to where everything is. And I may have to make a color chart for myself where I've labeled everything. So with the 12-piece koi set, I've had to mix my purples, and I was never able to get a truly brilliant purple. And actually, as I'm swatching this, I'm realizing that I gave you guys some misinformation based on the photos on the back of the box as to which colors were included in the 12-piece set. Dang it, I dripped. So if you guys will bear with me, I can give you a corrected version of that. I know I had another brush up here. Ugh, dang me for cleaning up. Because now that I'm sorry about that, the camera cut off early. Still having those problems, and we just upgraded to a larger SD card, so who even knows, Samsung? But if you guys will bear with me, I can give you a corrected version of the list in case you are looking to upgrade or perhaps debating whether or not you want the 12 or the 24. Now, I've used the 12 for years. I really don't think you need 24 colors with the exception of, say, the purple, because most of these are colors that are very easy to mix. And having to mix your own colors will help you become a better watercolor artist and will make you more familiar with watercolor. So I find a set like this is really only useful as a convenience, and it really kind of serves as a bit of a crutch because it can help you or help hinder your growth in learning how to mix colors, which I know is definitely unusual coming from me because I am the one who uses a bunch of convenience colors for 7-inch Kara. But when I do watercolor watercolor studies, I do try to limit the colors I'm working with, so I have to learn how to mix. Okay, so I'm going to let these dry and check back in with you guys. So these watercolors have had at least 20 minutes to dry. They're not all the way dry because I applied them pretty thickly, but as you can see, many of these colors are quite opaque, including all the yellows and oranges, most of the reds, definitely olive green, yellow ochre, this light red, which is more like Venetian red, Payne's gray and black are opaque. And this is important to know because you're going to want to sort of be careful with how you mix your colors because it can lead to really muddy results. And water brushes like this, the point tends to be too stiff, so it can actually scrape away at your prior layers. So I'm actually going to use this for other things, not for watercolor. And in a few minutes, I'm going to actually begin painting this piece here. This is a commission of Wort that was taken at MTAC 2017 here in Nashville. The background was applied with Brusho, and I actually have a wax resist tutorial that precedes this video that you guys can watch if you're interested in this technique. So, and I'm also going to record this as a tutorial, so if you're interested in these paints and how to use them, please check that video out as well. Alright, so I've already got my first layer of skin tone down, and this was done by very, very lightly mixing yellow ochre with a little bit of vermilion. As you guys remember, both of those colors are fairly opaque. You want to be careful with the sort of mixing. I've done the yellow ochre vermilion mix a million times, probably about 1,000 times to be honest, and it works well, but with other color mixes, you don't want to mix. You just want to mix carefully, and you can check out the tutorial video where I'm actually rendering Wort to see how I handle this. Alright, checking in, I've started building up some of the colors, started filling more in. I am mixing here in this Daisy palette, partially so I can control how much water I'm adding, but also partially because it's just easier than necessarily cleaning this, although this is removable, so it is easier than the 12-piece set, which has the little palette in the lid itself. Alright, so I went ahead and I tried to mix Wort's hair color. I'm going to have to mix it darker, of course, but I wanted to start out with that light red, which is more of a Venetian red, and this, well, this color here, the dark brown, but the dark brown does not really, it takes a lot to add it to a color, so I ended up having to use some black, which is my go-to mix for the 12-piece set, but I was hoping with this larger set I could have a little more flexibility than I currently do. And I've also built up the skin tone a bit, but I'd like to go a fair bit darker as well. Hey guys, so we are just about done with this illustration of Wort. I did find that some of the colors behaved a little bit differently than I'm used to. For one, I found it really helpful to have sort of a red violet, or a sort of a purple color to mix with my darker red. It allowed for me to get some better dark reds than I've normally been able to get with the 12-piece set. I also found that the blue that I often thought of as indigo, because a lot of sets will include an indigo since it's a nice dark blue, is Prussian blue, and in this set it's a little bit lighter than I'm used to, so that took some getting used to. There were also certain colors that just didn't perform very well, like this brown here, or olive green, but you guys can see that I managed to pull off a very cute watercolor commission without too much trouble. So my recommendation is, if you can find the Sakura Koi 24-piece watercolor set for cheaper than the 12-piece, go ahead and get it. But if not, I say start with the 12-piece set, and if you really feel like you need the larger set, then you can go ahead and upgrade. So I hope you guys found this little review helpful, useful, inspiring. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comments below. And if you enjoy this sort of content, please do check out some of my other review videos and some of my other watercolor videos here on the channel. And if you're interested in learning how to watercolor, please do check out my watercolor basics page on natosoup.blogspot.com. So I hope to see you guys again really soon, and I hope you guys have a great day. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you want more content like this. Bye guys!